that largest container, that largest society of electronic creatures, let's say, is giving us a sort of backdrop that provides a common field of feeling, you might say, that then more complex organisms have to work within to realize their own unique variations on that background achievement of a spatiotemporal community, you could say. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, well, it's a longer conversation yet, but I'll ask you. I'll ask you at lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's a start.
One more, Sam. Yeah, and then I'll get out of here.
Thank you, Matt. That was great. I really love this idea of multiple, a community of actual occasions of loci of experience that are co-authoring, co-creating, overlapping space-times with each other. And I think that to situate that within the present moment and speculate on its relevance, it seems that what's being asked is that we each learn to gather one another into our own immediate experience with unprecedented intimacy, as such informed that we might co-author a more harmonious future together. So I'm just wondering, for you, what do you think the implications of that idea are in how we gather as subjects? I like that Sean invoked Thomas Berry's communion as subjects. How the ways that we gather and commune with each other, just in our day-to-day lives, in our institutions, such that we might actually gather each other more intimately. Do you see this as having implications for how we organize and relate?
Yeah. I think becoming more aware of the need to contextualize the freedom or the creativity that each of us experiences as an individual, to contextualize it in a social context, just to talk about humans, but then also an ecological context. And it's never going to be, there's never a solution that would prevent disharmony or the alienation of an individual from the community. I mean, creativity kind of requires that once in a while some member of a species is going to mutate in some way and do it differently. And in some cases that could have what you might term an evil effect on its environment. It could undermine the ability of other beings to survive in the way that they've been used to surviving. There's an element of the trickster in creativity that creates disharmony sometimes, but in the service of perhaps a higher, more complex form of harmony, if, again, we can situate creativity in a ultimately social context. So it's always this dance between like acknowledging that creativity happens through the individual, but then it needs to be met and held in a communal context. And it's kind of a, it's like a dialectic that we need to constantly attend to, so that creativity isn't destructive. But again, it's really hard because sometimes what seems like destruction initially is actually making space for something new that we can't see yet. So, but yeah, I mean, love is something that is also a cosmic principle for Whitehead. He calls it eros, divine eros, which is it allows it might balance the creativity of individuals in the sense that each individual is still, feeling the other individuals in their environment. And I don't know, it's kind of just balancing the need for individual freedom and communal love that is going to move us forward, I think. Something like that. Thanks, guys.